Hello, I'm sitting in the airport waiting for them to call so I can get on the next plane and head to Dallas, Texas. I've never been to Dallas, and a lot of times we go out of the country and different islands, but I just wanted to experience what it's like to see some of the places in the United States that I haven't been yet. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I must tell you now, definitely do so. Click that subscribe button because this is the time of year where I really travel the most. So I don't want you to miss any opportunities. You know, I try to capture the real essence of wherever I go. Speaking about capturing a real essence, this weekend I am celebrating with my dear friend Dr. Stephanie Reed, who we are celebrating her book being nominated for Christian Literacy Award. This weekend I'll be capturing all the moments that I can, her on the red carpet and prayerfully winning that award and bringing it back. So I am hungry, family, to be honest with you, but I'm trying to hold out because when I get to Dallas, I'm just going to be like, what is Dallas known for? What is the best restaurant? Because I'm ready to eat. So I'm doing this video hungry, yes, hungry, but I refuse to get any airport food. I only got a few more minutes before they call for me to start boarding, and the flight is very short. Right now I'm in Houston, so you know that flight is short. But until you see the fun that we have, make sure you click that subscribe button. Click it now, all right, before the video is over. I'm so glad, I'm so happy for her, and it's just an honor to be able to spend this time with her in this celebration. So Dallas, here I come, and I hope you are ready to show us a time of our life. Enjoy the rest of this video. Thank you. This is my first time in Dallas, Texas.
This is the easy way to do
All kinds of food.
it. All kinds of food.
Yes, because I'm hungry. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
Yes.
From seafood to steakhouses, Chinese, Cantonese, Italian, French. I mean, whatever you think.
Okay.
That's what you want. We have it.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Dr. Stephanie Reed. Today we are here for Children's March for Humanity. What can you tell us about this event as far as how you're feeling today?
Well, I am nervous, but I had a dream about what to say, and so I'm not going to use cue cards. I'm going to speak from my heart. I'm going to be talking about telling my passionate story about my son, his journey with lead levels and how it affected his health, and how we were able to use natural medicine and nutrition to move him from panic to empowerment. And I'm going to be sharing that message with all of these other wonderful people who are here because they need to know a different way to save their children. And so this is the Children's March for Humanity right at the Capitol.
It's not normal. It's coming. It's not normal. Save our future. 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 Save our future.
A phenomenal event. Brittany, you are awesome and amazing for putting this together. And none of this would be possible without our Creator. Right? We have to acknowledge that there is something greater than us that's going to move this mission, in my terms, from panic to empowerment. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about who I am. I'm a doctor of natural medicine. I practice in Baltimore City. My practice is called Your Healing Place. And I named it Your Healing Place because I wanted to create an opportunity or an environment where people could really have a platform to, number one, be heard. Number two, to get information that they need to move themselves forward. And number three, to give them a coach that's going to help them execute the new information. So isn't that why you're here? You're here because you want new information that you can act on so you can be the champion for your child. Is that not correct? Let's give yourselves a hand clap for that. So there is a wonderful, phenomenal, trailblazing person in this world who is a veterinarian, he is a pathologist, he is a doctor of naturopathic medicine like myself, and he has said over and over and over again, every disease leading to health is a nutritional deficiency. Not only is this person that I'm talking about a trailblazer in his own field, he's fought the FDA 9 times and won, and he also has a book in the Smithsonian. He's still alive, and he's a Nobel Prize winner. His name is Dr. Joel Wallach. And so that's where my information is coming from research that's been tested and tried and given results to people all over the world. So as a naturopathic doctor, I can give you a lot of information about biochemistry and chemistry and all those things that would probably bore you to death. So I won't do that. Instead, I like for us to have a conversation. I look out and I see that there are parents and beautiful children and people who are waiting with bated breath to hear something phenomenal. Well, I'm a professional, but guess what? I'm also a mom. I'm a mother of 3 beautiful children and 1 angel. I'm also a grandmother, and I have 2 grandchildren. Yes, I have 2 grandchildren. The power of natural medicine. We can talk about it. So here's my passionate story, and I know that you can relate to me. On February the 13th, 1988, I gave birth to a bouncing baby boy. He weighed 8 pounds, 13 ounces, and he was 22 inches long. Now, as a parent, you all know those statistics about your child, am I correct? You're going to whip out some pictures and you'll say exactly what I just said. That is the statistic that will resonate with you for the rest of your life. That day that my son was born was the best day of my life. But when he was 2 years old, I started noticing some very interesting things. Speech delay, stomach aches, nightmares, sleepwalking, pain, and all of his doctors kept saying he'll grow out of it. Well, he didn't grow out of it, and as he got older, it got worse. When my son got into pre-K, I went to a parent-teachers conference and I'm waiting for them to say, your son is going to go to kindergarten and off to his academic career. What the doctor or the teacher told me was my son couldn't learn and he was stupid. My heart was broken, not only for myself, but I wondered if he actually said that to my son to his face. And I was mortified. So my son got tested, and when he was 5 years old, I finally did get a test result that definitively said, your son has elevated lead levels. Well, nobody told me what to do about it, so I did what all you do. You love your children, you nurture them, you help them through their boo-boos, you work with them through their challenges, you try and try and try to teach them how to write their name to no avail, and you can't figure out what is the problem. My thing back then was we had hooked on phonics, and my son just could not get apple. And I would repeat it all the time, and he would just look at me with this really adorable face and go, heartbreaking, right? So I went through that. Fast forward 17 years later, my son did not get left back in pre-K. I fought against that just like you're fighting today, and I made sure that I gave him all the resources that I could think of to move him forward in his educational life. But what I still noticed that my son also had anger management issues still. He channeled his energy into playing sports, and we do that to our children, don't we? We can't figure out what's happening with them, so we give them an activity to change their direction of thinking. We give them something to move, to use that energy. And what I started noticing is my son was phenomenal at what he did, but he kept getting injuries, and the injuries wouldn't heal. And so a normal shin splint or a quad pull or something that should heal was taking longer to heal. I also noticed that my son was having some respiratory problems. In about 2005, I started testing clients with hair tissue analysis once I got all my educational training, and I tested hundreds and hundreds of people, and I started seeing a resounding theme. The resounding theme was severe nutritional stores and elevated toxic exposure. And the exposure was lead and arsenic and aluminum and mercury and all the things that we can't see, as Brittany just shared with us earlier. So now I had something to hold on to. And I looked at that hair tissue analysis and my heart was broken, because that was 17 years later after his initial blood test. So his life had not changed, and he did experience speech therapy and after school care and tutoring and all the things that you're probably trying to give your children. But Dr. Wallach still says that every disease leading to death is a nutritional deficiency. However, when the body is deficient, what also happens is toxic elements will mimic where nutritional elements should go. And that's the problem. So when I gave my son the nutritional remedy to chelate or scrub the toxic levels out of his system, he said to me, "Mom, it feels like somebody turned the light bulb on." Right? They turned the light on. That same kid that people said could not learn and was stupid, who stuttered and had anger management problems and suffered from severe nightmares and all kinds of things that children suffer in silence. He was teased, he was mocked, he was ridiculed, and my heart would break. But when I did that hair tissue analysis and I was able to see definitively what was causing the problem, then I knew that there was hope. And for you, there is hope, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to tell you that you are a mover and a shaker. Now, you might think, what is that? A mover and a shaker is someone who can move away from despair, shake off the old things that's been creating that stuckness for you to think that there's nothing you can do for helping your child, so you can move from panic to empowerment. Because as the day goes on, you're going to hear information that's going to excite some curiosity. You're going to hear some information that's going to make you feel empowered that you can move a mountain for your child, just like I felt like I could move a mountain for mine. My son is now 29 years old. He is a college graduate from Shippensburg University, and he plays football all over the world. He's played football in Finland and Poland and Germany and in Austria. He is won so many accolades for his athletic ability, but when he graduated from high school, He got all the top academic honors. And one of the things that his friend said when he walked off the stage was, "Wow, Kev, I didn't know you were smart." Look at what's hidden in our children that just can be pulled out so eloquently with something so simple as nutrition. That's what our body needs. If you're eating anything right now, there's a nutritional label on it. That label is not only telling you the calories, the carbohydrates, and the proteins, that label is also telling you the level of nutrition in the food. What you don't know is you need 90 essential nutrients every single day. That's 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 to 3 essential fatty acids every single day. So whatever you're eating and it doesn't have that in it, you are nutritionally deficient. And then when your child is inoculated with vaccines, when your child is exposed to pesticides and herbicides, when your child is expected to preservatives and antibiotics in the food, there is nothing to fight with. The immune system is so weak that the child starts succumbing to it, and you recognize it as ADD, ADHD. Well, how about an essential fatty acid deficiency, right? You recognize asthma and allergies. How about a gluten intolerance or a gut problem that can be easily remedied by taking away inflammatory foods like fried foods and carbohydrates and sugars? Sugars is not your friend, so please, parents, please get rid of the Pop-Tarts, get rid of the cereal, get rid of the things that are not going to support your child's development, because guess what? There is a competition out here for your child's well-being. Your child's well-being is all about their development, their growth intellectually, spiritually, and emotionally, ultimately physically. But if there's no nutrition and it's not in the food and poisons are being barraged in their system, it's up to us as parents to learn the information, to act on it so we can move ourselves from panic to empowerment. I am Dr. Stephanie Reed, and this is my passion. This is the movement that I've created, and to prove it, I've brought my son's hair tissue analysis so you could see his lead toxic level, and now that it's completely gone. And I also have a special surprise for you. My son is here and he's gonna say hello. Come on up, Kev. This is Kevin Marshall Jr., 29 years old. He is the little kid that they said could not learn. He is a college graduate, a consummate traveler, a world traveler. He's won awards all over the country for what he does best, and I love him to pieces. He's now over 200 pounds, but you and I remember as parents where our children began. He began 8 pounds, 13 ounces, and 22 inches strong. This is my son.
How y'all doing? I'm the infamous Kevin Marsh, she was just explaining. Yeah, she's very true about the nutrition thing and everything. Mine, I don't have the knowledge she does, but I had the trial and error and experience definitely to speak about it. Like she said, I was really young. I was told what I couldn't do and everything like that. And she fought for me. And like she said, she took the analysis and everything said what it was. I had extremely high level of lead and zinc, and it altered my comprehension and my development in the body in order to perform in athletics that I like to do. I'm a running back. I'm very fast, proud of it, definitely. At first I couldn't, with my situation, I was 183, and I gained weight now. Everything she explained had worked out for me, and I'm living strong now. Hey.
If I can do that, you can do that, and I can help you do that. Thank you for having me. Have a fantastic day.
Just about a minute and 15 seconds remaining.